You have to love the happy couple, right? Are Jill and Ted happy? What do you think, chat? Or are they're just staying together because of their undead kids? I feel like they're a happy couple. I feel like they're a very happy couple. They have to be, right? I mean, Ted desperately needs a dentist. Jill probably does too, but I can't see her artwork. They get to be with each other eternally in the newly dead stage. What could be better? That's a good point, Morbid. The honeymoon never ends. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. It is time for some more fresh, hot Phobies action. This time without a picture of me. You'll understand why momentarily. Or you may already understand why because you're watching the live stream. If you want to see some live Phobies action, come laugh at me as I stream Phobies and other games. Come by the live stream RTChompGG over on Twitch. The link for that and my Discord are, of course, in the description, like always. And, like always, I am part of the content affiliate program, so I do get compensation for the Phobies team. Got to get that out there at the start, just letting everybody know. But shout out to chat, everybody that came out early. I don't have the camera on today because, to be perfectly honest, I'm not feeling so hot. I don't know if people can hear it in my voice. My voice definitely feels wrong, feels off. I'm not actually sick. It's just really bad allergies, which I haven't had in years, honestly. I don't remember the last time I felt this bad as a result of allergies, so I just don't feel very good. I didn't feel like, I mean, the camera's on. I'm looking at it, but I'm not streaming that part. So it makes it a little bit easier on me. The camera will make a return. We will not be streaming tomorrow, though. I have some real life stuff that I need to take care of, so won't be streaming tomorrow, but we'll be back on Sunday and then Monday for variety, of course, barring catastrophe between now and then. But that's enough about the housekeeping items for the stream. Enough of that. Like I said, I am part of the content affiliate program, and that's something that is relevant to our actual discussion point number one, and that's the server maintenance that's coming up at the time of this recording in just a few days. This is one of those weird times where when you watch this on YouTube, maybe I should start putting the dates in the YouTube descriptions, like the date of the stream, because I do have some things show up anachronistically compared to the way the rest of it goes, in that I'll put the pack opening videos up quicker, or if we do a high-level gameplay breakdown, sometimes those will go up quicker, or Fright Night stuff, or, stuff like that, where there's a drive that I need to get this out. It's timely related, news flash items, stuff like that. I'm not going to do a news flash for this until we get some actual detail, but we do have a patch coming up. We are expecting the Halloween patch event extravaganza. I don't know. We don't really know what's going on yet, but obviously a lot of speculation is surrounding this. And of course, here's the other piece. Deploy new 1.5 server, What does this mean? Well, as other people astutely pointed out in the main Phobies Discord, the official Phobies Discord, patch 1.4 was the full disclosure release. So this is going to be very interesting. This is going to be very interesting as to whether this is actually the new Halloween event. And of course, this is prep for it, as we've seen before in other patches. Even if we assume that this is the actual patch, the thing is that we don't know when it's going to go live. So the patch will be implemented and applied on Monday, but that doesn't mean that Monday is when we're getting it. We could get it a week later. We could get it a month later, because at the time of this recording, as you can tell, I mentioned it was 3 days before. It's September 23rd today. So 3 days from now, we're going to get this. If it's the Halloween event, or supposed to be surrounding Halloween, All Hallows Eve, that's the end of October. Do I think they're going to tease us that long? Honestly, I have no idea. And like I said, I'm a content affiliate. They do compensate me for stuff, but they don't, I don't have any information to tell you. And if I did, I would wouldn't be allowed to tell you anyway. In fact, I probably would just ignore, well, I wouldn't ignore this because it's in client, but like, I wouldn't be talking about it because I wouldn't want to risk something. But yeah, I don't know. I'm very curious. I feel like this probably is the patch, but I don't know. And even then, I think it'll be fun, and I kind of hope that... Okay, so I'm of two minds about this. On one hand, I want the patch, like, right meow. I want the new stuff. I want new maps. I want new phobies. I want whatever cool new toys they have. But by the same token, I kind of want to wait now that it's like, okay, the patch is coming. Again, assuming this is the patch. If we're like, oh, the patch is coming, it gives us a little bit of time to speculate, a little bit of time to have some fun. If there's enough time, I'd love to do a stream and maybe do a separate video of like, what are the top 10 things we hope for in this patch? I would have done it sooner, but just haven't, well, to be perfectly honest, because I've been feeling like crap, it kind of killed my whole week of productivity. I got a bunch of videos edited, but I didn't get the other stuff done that I wanted to do. It is what it is. But for a, like, 3 or 4 sentence notification here, we got a few minutes out of this. So, I'm excited. I hope everybody out there is excited as well. Congrats on hitting level 60. Well, thank you. I did finally get there. I do, in fact, have my oopsie baby. It is, in fact, part of the collection, but it is notably... cost 7. For some reason, I thought it was 6. It is notably level 1, so I've literally not deployed it in a single game yet, because there's basically no purpose. Yeah, no camera on it. That's why it's in the description. I'm not feeling great, so I just didn't feel like turning on the camera today. I mean, it's on, but I actively deactivated the camera. I don't know if you can hear it in my voice. My allergies, I mentioned it at the beginning, but my allergies are just kicking the crap out of me, so... It was a really rough week. I've kind of felt like crap. So I actually feel significantly better. This is famous last words, right? Knock on wood. I feel better now, but still not great. So no camera tonight. I'm sure everybody will survive. I appreciate that, Onda. It's fine. I'm not actually sick. Believe me, I did go get a COVID test and stuff. Well, we have a COVID test in the house because I wanted to make sure, that sort of thing. But yeah, I haven't been feeling spectacular worse. So game plan for tonight is we're going to try and play some arena. We'll see how long I last. You know, like if I get too tired from doing this and not feeling great, we'll see. So we'll do some arena. Do a couple of game reviews because I will not be streaming tomorrow, as mentioned earlier. So Sunday is going to be our game review day, and I want to try and make that the full game review. So I'm going to experiment. We'll do 2 or 3 game reviews tonight, and then do 7 or 8 on Sunday, and see if I can... How long does it take me to do them? Obviously, if all of them are 50-turn games, it's going to be a long night. But if they're not, then that means I can try and shift into this new schedule, because I have some other ideas on things I want to do, and it will make my life easier, and I think it'll be better for everybody ultimately if I was able to get all of the reviews done on basically the same day. It says Rumbleverse and not Phobies. Let me fix that. Fix that right now. I think at that time, I actually missed it. So, other news that's going on besides server maintenance, we do, of course, have another map rotation. Much to the chagrin of your favorite streamer. I know you can't see me grimacing right now, but Phobos is back. Phobos is back. Some of the new 11 Phobies names I remember from that one dude is exploring the game files is Cthulhu, Tiger Skeleton, and Eyeballs. So, this actually was something I was mentioning before you joined on. I kind of hope that the update takes a little bit to apply. Like the streamer content side of me says, yeah, we don't want the update yet because I want to do speculation stuff. And if people are discovering these things, then, that only helps. The other part of me, the actual Phobies player, just wants the update now. But tiger skeleton seems to correspond to, like, there was a saber-toothed tiger-looking phobie that's been around since, like, the original Phobies launch trailer, as I understand it. And that could definitely fit. That being said, clearly, I doubt the actual Phobies names are going to be those three things: Cthulhu, Tiger, Skeleton, and Eyeballs, for obvious reasons. If you look in the Phobies log files, yeah, the one people say its name is Bob. Yeah, Bob comes up pretty frequently. If you look in the Phobies game files, not necessarily like the actual game files, but like the log files, which they will... Shut up, Lippy. The team will request... If you know, like if you find a bug, they'll ask you to sometimes submit the log. I was poking around in there for other reasons and trying to find some information, but some of the Phobies are listed with not their names. As in, like, I can't think of any off the top of my head, but it's not necessarily cassowary when it shows up in the game files. It could be something else. So, it'll be interesting. Leap Resurrect Phobie. Honestly, I would expect a saber-toothed tiger to have that. Is it going to be... Are all skeleton phobies resurrect? Is there a resurrect phobie that isn't a skeleton? That's actually an interesting question. I can now do stuff on Phobos because of getting a tractor. Nice. I'm not super excited about it. I did queue up a async game on that map. I don't even know if I'm going to hit my total this week. Ooh, we might actually do it. Probably not, because I'm not going to have time to get in the 12 games. Like, tomorrow's just very busy because I have real life stuff to do. Ted and Jill is less bone looking. They're zombies, so I get it. But all the other undead are very fleshy, right? You know, like Contortio. Yeah, you're right. Jill doesn't really show many bones, but she's clearly... Her and Ted are clearly supposed to be zombies. The jackalopes are all bones. And this is the reason why I'm... Like, a lot of games will try and have visual indicators in the artwork. That's I don't want to say modern thing, but like it's been more of an emphasis in more modern card design, where say it's like triple strike, and then the artwork will show 3 fireballs or 3, you know, like POW outlines or things like that, so that it's a visual cue to go with the text cue, and then usually the card text in a card game will then do 3 things for a triple strike. You know what I mean? So similarly, I was curious if it was a through line of if you are a skeletal phobie, you have resurrect. You could argue bad sushi is skeletal, but it is sort of fleshy. I mean, of the undead phobies, the ones that are mostly skeletal, or are skeletal, I guess Ted and Jill are the exception to a degree, but the rest of the undead phobies who do not have resurrect are, in fact, more fleshy. Big Head Alien, is that the name? That's funny. That's actually kind of funny. I'm actually intrigued by the one that has what I'm going to say is a placeholder name of Cthulhu, because that means that, like, I love the eldritch horror stuff. For the record, Lovecraft is a scumbag. Well, was. He's no longer here anymore. Need some more. Lovecraft was a scummer. Absolute scummer. But the eldritch horror mythos is interesting and cool. Like, there's definitely better people who've done good things with it, I guess. Good stories. I don't know how to describe that. I hope you know what I mean. Lovecraft himself was a douche. But let's jump into the arena, chap. Jump into the arena. Quick aside, everybody, before we get into the actual content, I was accepted into the Phobies Content Affiliate Program, the content creator program, you might call it. Shout out to the Phobies team, and thank you for that. But the reason I'm telling you, everybody out there, dear viewer, dear listener, is to let everybody know that I do receive some compensation from the Phobies team as a result of being part of that program. Now, I loved Phobies before, and I still love Phobies now, and I expect I will still continue to love Phobies in the future. So look forward to more Phobies content coming from Random's Thoughts. So now, on with the show. And we get a game right away on Eternal Monday. Kind of how I'm feeling. Very Eternal Monday-ish. Not feeling spectacular, but we'll see how we do. I do want to try and force, although I'm going second here, which complicates the matter. I want to try the DT strategy, because I've been using it offline. And the DT strategy is getting a Gravedigger online early. The challenge here is this. And I'll explain in a second. So, everybody's going to have to let me know if it's way more disorienting or anything with not seeing me. So we could put the Gravedigger here. If we put the Gravedigger here, what does that do for us? Like, this can leap. I think this is fine. So the idea here is that the Gravedigger is going to blow up this obstacle next to the heart. The reason for that is it allows you to get a turret there. Could be stabby. I've been basically trying to go stabby into Inoculus into Repeller. For obvious reasons, it gets difficult over the long haul for something like that. But it is something that is valuable to get set up. Going second, I'm not clear how much value it has. And I'm not even sure this is the ideal strategy doing this. But we'll see. We'll see. So they could snipe our cat if they would really wanted to. I highly doubt they're going to, because they'd have to sack the cassowary in order to do it. If they send their cat in, we kill their cat and reclaim with ours. So we are at, we'll call it an advantage here, but I don't know if it actually be constituted that. I like to break the block so Jar can move and attack from stim from spawn. It feels like a really good strat. Oh, the one here? I've seen a variety of different things forego, like breaking basically every obstacle on this map at different points, even the ones down here. I feel like I haven't figured out the correct endgame for this strat. I've had success. Well, you have to couch the level of success, and I'll explain why. All right, so they're at 4. We're doing a couple different things here. So I want to be able to kill Cottontail here. So, like I said, DT, what I've been doing is getting Inoculus and Repeller online. Clearly, a tractor would be better. I don't have a tractor, but it might also be too complicated with the, as far as keys go. And then once you get this set up, you basically control this arc with 2 range 3 things, maybe even a Jar back here, and like stabby. And then your opponent is just kind of hosed as far as like what they can or cannot do. So we're actually going to go in and try and kill this. Oh wow, this is much lower than I thought it was. So if they come over to poison the stabby, we're just going to get it with like, so they come in with sheep on here. They detonate. We're going to blow this up, and then we'll walk a muffin. Well, we're going to walk a muffin out here early. The reason we're going to do it early... No, maybe not. We're going to get this online, I think. I think we're going to need the damage from this in order to ensure that the sheep dies. Otherwise, we're going to take a ton of damage on the stabby. This is still going to make our positioning super awkward, but they might not go in because they're going to lose the sheep. Alright, they're going to go for... Well, maybe not. Wait, what? Alright, so they're going to make us choose here. Which, honestly, I'm just going to kill the sheep, and then we'll kill this thing eventually. Not too concerned about that. Stabby's taken like 1 billion damage, but if we kill the sheep and then kill this, we've still traded positively. Because it would be Cassowary, Sheep, and Cottontail for Stabby and Contortio. Like, that's a good trade. Alright, so this is what they should do. Be aggressive about this and try and, like, I can't kill everything. We can put a hurt on things, though. So, like, this is going to hit twice.
Damage grows like a blossom.
We get the Stabby hit. So the question is, do we... 560, huh? I think we just do this. Yeah, I think the Gravedigger kills... No, I can't quite kill... Oh, yes, we can. Yeah, so they're just way under-leveled compared to me. They're way under-leveled. I did, honestly, Forgo, I legit didn't look at the jar, because I'm like, there's no way the jar is going to die, right? Like, I assumed it was an over 500 health jar. Because I do need to level up my Gravedigger. I think I have some levels to assign it. Hey, Gabe, what's good? How you doing?
That's what I call crowd control.
What'd they do? Hit this first? 29 health. Womp wah. I know the feeling, Gabe. I know the feeling. I was talking about it earlier. My allergies have just been, like, I'm not actually sick, but I certainly don't feel good. Hence why there's no camera tonight. Just, you may hear it in my voice. A little more raspy today. I think Gravedigger has to be 2 levels higher to one-shot a jar. 2 levels higher than a jar. What's our Gravedigger at health-wise? 600. We actually may not want to send this down here. Like, it could die. Because they pop out at their own murder wing or whatever. Part of me says, does it matter? I want to try and get Repeller online. For all that matters. Like, we could have sent the spider down here. And then put Gravedigger here. And then they would have to go jar. But we killed their jar. So the safer play... Oh, they're not even going to go for it. The safer play would have been to put Gravedigger in the middle. Put a block in front of Stabby. just for the BM DT. I mean, I'm 100% blocking them out. I'm 100%. If they allow me, I'm blocking them. You know, somebody in the official Discord was talking about Terraform. I think that's what the ability's called. Yeah, Terror Form, not Terraform. Terror Form. You can hear the slight pronunciation difference. Given my... Oh, no. Wait, what? I mean, either way, I can't block them now. That was what I wanted to do, but... What was I saying? Oh, yeah, so in the official Discord, they did have some stuff about... I don't think we can kill this. I'm just going to pull back a little bit. Because I don't think we can kill anything. Somebody was asking for Terraform to be able to interact with Abyss tiles, and it's like... A lot of people have suggested that. And we've talked about it before on stream, that I think it will happen eventually. It's too obvious of an ability, but... There is the potential that that's just too powerful. I think there's a... We'll talk about this after the game, but I think there's a gold mine of content, we'll say, in the suggestions in the official Discord. And I'll explain what I mean afterwards, but... So they could put a hurt on us after this. Actually, you know what would be funny is... I don't know if this is enough damage. We're going Dozer just because I rarely get to use Dozer. Like, Barzilla's better here, but Dozer's funnier to me. So, like, they can hit the Gravedigger to kill it, but that's it. I know we're memeing here, and this feels like it's insulting. I apologize, bad guy, but I don't feel good. Give me a break. That is so obnoxious. It's so obnoxious that we couldn't kill it and then get the extra hits on Ginsting, but, you know, it is what it is, chat. It is what it is. Don't you have bees? Oh, they used bees last turn. Fair. Yeah, we just beat this person with levels. It has nothing to do with their play. They didn't do anything wrong, I don't think. Other than, like... meatball. Get him. GG. Yeah, we just beat them on levels. I don't think they necessarily made a mistake or anything like that, so sorry, bad guy. Make it rain rewards. You know, again, content affiliate, but like I've been heavily considering the subscription. I'd have to download Phobies on my phone, though. I'd have to download Phobies on my phone. They threw their jar away? I guess, yeah. Yeah, that's a fair point. Wait, wow. We had 28 levels on them. Like, their opener was a little weird, but it's fine. I mean, this was the turn that lost them the game, but I have to wonder, were they just, like, throwing in the towel at that stage? Because at this point, it's like level 7 jar, level 8 murder wing. Oh my god, what level is this? Level 7 sheep. And level 5 cottontail. Like, honestly, I don't know. I think that's my lowest level. Like, this is a level 11. This is a level 9. I think this is 10. That's a 9. So, I mean, technically, they're not that much higher level. But yes, the positioning error in conjunction with the levels means that they were just... They didn't have much of a chance. Hey, Kratosss, what's good? And again, I'm not like... Oh, I'm so good. I'm pointing out that I think it was levels here that caused the loss for them. As you can see, like, I'll lose to people that are below me level-wise. Although these are all async. So, as I mentioned before, like, I just can't even begin to care about async. I just... Whatever's going to require... And this is, again, not to take away from my opponents. Not that they were playing, you know... I'm trying to diminish their efforts in any way. It's just, if you queue up against me in async, congratulations on your free wins, because probably what's going to happen. I'm just queuing up, and this is something that I need to finally do. I was going to do it this week, but then, like I said, the allergies kind of, if you can't hear it in my voice, my throat is not cooperating as much as normal, but I want to do a beginner video and talk about different tips. Like, I have 3 that I think are very important. But one of them, so you get a free preview here, chat. One of them is, well, the Russell actually cost me that game Forgo. I'll explain why. One of the tips is play async and arena. Like, pick one mode that is your practice mode, essentially. If you prefer arena, play async as your practice mode and your resource grind mode. And if async is where you really want to focus, play arena as the other one, so that way you can just do stupid things. Just try stuff. Try out new phobies, try out new openers, new strategies, new whatever, and just grind resources. That's how I've been trying to ensure that I hit my seasonal stuff, which, like I said, I think I'm actually going to whiff on, but at least this week. Hopefully I'll get the gold one for the season, but point is that way you can build these resources in multiple ways. And when I say resources, it's in-game resources, like economy-wise up here, as well as resources of just knowledge, which is important. Yeah, the Russell MVP, to come back to that, my opponent, this was on Eternal Monday, my opponent had 4 phobies out and 3 keys left. And I said, well, I have 8 keys left. I'm just going to go Russell because I want to. 2 of their phobies were undead. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to Russell. I think it was like Jar, Murderwing, Gravedigger, Hematic Ginsting. So I Russell. And then they went Clinico and just healed the Hematic Ginsting, and like that soloed the whole team. Like, who cares? Russell, I'm forcing it, and this kind of ties into my previous point. Sorry to take off my sweatshirt, chat. So this goes into my previous point that I don't care if I lose these games trying out Russell. Yeah, we got a lot of Russell points, or cards rather, in the pack opening. We did really good. I don't know how many it gives you to start, because you do like start out with a few levels. I think it gets you to like 3, I want to say. Excuse me. But like the poison is virtually negligible. Like, look at this. This is a level 8 Russell. It does 242 damage for poison, right? My creep is level 9 and does a lot more damage. You get to level 3? That's what I thought. It sounded right, but then I was second-guessing myself. Thank you, Kratosss. Point is that, like, this poison, it's weird. If I made a comparison, I don't know if anybody out there has played MMOs, but if you play an MMO and you do a raid, right? I wasn't a big raider when I played MMOs. I was playing WoW. I always preferred PvP. But oh, level 4 is from the season pack? I didn't realize it gives you something different. That's interesting. So, in MMOs, a lot of people will spam DPS meters because it just makes them feel like they have a giant wiener. Because it's like, look at how much damage I did. I did the most damage in the whole raid. The rest of you suck and I'm awesome. It's like, no, that's not how that works, because you are AoEing things down. So, obviously, when you're not fighting a boss, who's generally one big thing, you're fighting, and believe me, this comes back to phobies momentarily. If you're fighting Dozer, it's one big lump of HP. But by definition, you can't, like, this is the maximum HP, right? The maximum amount of damage that can be dealt to it. However, if you have, say you're on a big map and you had all of these little phobies out, it's possible, especially when it comes to like Ted and Jill, or Boomer, that they all add up to more health than the Dozer. And if you're AoEing them, or in my MMO comparison, if there's a ton of trash mobs, and you're AoEing all the trash mobs, because there would be, ratio-wise, way more trash to boss than there are 1-drops to dozers. But point is that there would be a lot of guys, you're doing all this damage because there's all this little stuff that's taking damage, as compared to the single target damage dealers who are only going to do effective damage against the one big thing. So that's where the Russell comparison comes in, is that it probably seems like it's doing a ton of damage, because it's like, oh yeah, I'm getting these poison ticks across all this stuff on the board. But it doesn't matter. Russell doesn't do much because it's full map effect, so it has to be balanced. I don't know that this is quite balanced. It's definitely a knife's edge level of balance where... And when I say it's not quite balanced, I mean, it's fine. I don't care if Russell's not good. Like, it's fine. And that's a discussion that I think needs to be had, and I need to do a separate video on. I have to redo the balance video, basically. As I mentioned earlier, there's a gold mine in the official Phobies Discord for content stuff, so I'll come back to that in a moment. But I don't think if you buff it too much, it will be oppressive. I think it could stand to be buffed. Like, why is his health so low? I guess the idea is, like, if somebody gets this off twice, that's bonkers. But poison doesn't stack, so, I mean, the duration will reset, but... okay. So, the scenario where Russell is good is you have to have, obviously, a bunch of poisonable things. You have to not be on the ropes. You know, like, your opponent can't control the panic points, or you're about to die, or whatever. And you ideally would be able, like, on a big map, be able to run Russell all over the map, so that you can get a second paw off. However, that also means that they probably have to not have a healing spa, and since there's already Clinico, there's already Muffin, there's already Dr. Dermic, there's already Metabot, there's Bluelian. I don't know. It's just like... it's tough. It's tough. Healers have shorter duration than Russell too. Exactly. Like, there's just too many things going against it. Now, here's the thing. Here's the thing. I am perfectly fine with Russell, especially... it sucks because Russell is so cool. Like, you know, Russell Crowe, the reference, and then, like, the ability, the animation, everything about Russell looks cool, right? It's fine if he sucks, and then there's Russell 2.0 that's a new phobie. It doesn't literally have to be Russell 2.0, but, like, there's another phobie that basically has the caw, but better. And then that is the new one where it's like, okay, we tested it, we see that Russell's not doing well, we introduce a new one where, okay, this is the better niche for it. Because there's a lot of factors with Russell. It costs 8. It has this map-wide ability. So that drives its attack, its AoE, the fact that it has AoE also, its health, its dimensional, all these factors play in. But what if it was instead a monster phobie, or an undead phobie, or even a mechanical phobie that had this sort of ability, and it just... point is that it's very complicated. It's very complicated. Maybe it just doesn't work at 8 cost. Maybe it can't, quote unquote. I'm sure it could, and millions and millions of games would bear that out, but they gotta keep the lights on too, right? It feels bad when you see Russell on a big map without healing spa and then Bluelian exists. Yeah, Bluelian's kind of kicks Russell right in the junk, right? AoE 2, a lot of people don't keep it in mind. It's very rare that it comes up. Kratosss, like, I have 2 or 3 games, one of which was that loss we were just discussing with Russell offline, and I don't think he matters in any of them. He doesn't matter. Now, I didn't try and force a Russell-centric strategy in those. Like, the one I lost, I could have won if I did not go Russell. Excuse me. I lost as soon as I put Russell on the board. I thought I was ahead enough that it wouldn't matter. Obviously, that wasn't the case. But again, async, I don't care. I'm just doing things, so. But like I said earlier, I think that the official Phobies Discord right now is a gold mine as a content creator. And I don't know how many content creators actually hang out in my chat or watch stuff, but the reason this game sound cut out is because I'm switching over to the Discord momentarily so people can see it. Or so I can see it. So if you head over to the official Phobies Discord, they reworked their feedback forum So now this is actually pretty cool, and I got to figure out how to do this in my Discord because I think this would be good. I think forums are a way better discussion method in order to help organize thoughts than the way Discord is. It's like it's the difference between a chat room and organized meetings. If you have a chat room, people are just talking, and if somebody jumps in and changes the topic, and then somebody checks back in later, like it gets very incoherent very fast. But I do appreciate how they set up the feedback forum, because that means that the topics can be curated so that they stay related to whatever the thing at hand is. And I think that will be very good, assuming that it, is curated. And right now they have, excuse me, general feedback, balance feedback, map feedback, update feedback, and Discord feedback. And then there's a Spanish forum as well in there. Did I already get my coffee? Well, I got it. Yeah, that was what we used for the pack opening. The coffee from the devs, yeah, because content affiliate, that was what I got for the pack opening. So if I'm reading your mind, Onda, with where the question's going, I don't know if there will be coffee for me in time for the update, because we don't know. Like when they first started staging these updates, it was like a week or two before it went in, and then the last few have come very rapidly, so we'll see. I mentioned it when I was doing the pack opening that if there's a sale, I might just buy stuff. We'll see. But yeah, as far as the content stuff goes, and I'm probably going to start mining it for ideas. Honestly, the balance stuff is the easy discussions, because right now I kind of disagree with like literally every suggestion that's on here. Like just looking at the list, buff Metabot, no. Beauty is too strong. I'll be honest, the only time I've seen Beauty was on losing efforts from my opponent's side since the patch. Now that may not be true, but that's at least a discussion topic, so that maybe they're not all. I disagree with all of them. Buff Slammerhead, I don't know. Buff Electrocat, no. Buff the Jackalopes, no. Buff Cerberus, no. Buff or rework Russell, you could, but again, I don't know that you actually can. Jackalopes need to be changed. I'm not sure why. Buff Bad Sushi, no. There's a stabby one, that one I agree with. Buff Charon, okay. Evo discussion, I'd have to look at that one. Something about Bluelian found a way to nerf Heartbreaker. I gotta see more Heartbreaker. Buff Leshy, no. Nerf the Grim Reaper, aka now I forgot the freaking name. Grimes, no. Buff Rusty, no. Jeeves nerf, no. Nerf Bluelian, no. And I'm not trying to crap on people's ideas. And I hope I'm playing it up for comedic effect. But this is why I got to redo the balance video, and I really do need to redo it. My goal is next week, assuming that I feel better. I want to redo it because I think people don't understand what they're asking for. Like, so one of the famous things in card game design and most game design is that players are great at identifying problems. They are atrocious at identifying solutions because they don't have the full scope. Now, when you talk about what's in game, yes, a player can play a ton of games. They could be super high level, and they could know the existing pool of stuff inside and out. The problem is that you don't know all of the behind-the-scenes stuff with the pipeline, the costs, the back-end architecture and infrastructure, all of those things, you have no information on. So the bottom line is that as a player, you can assess and say, hey, Rusty needs help. Or, well, I clicked on Kerbloom, but Rusty needs help. The problem is, okay, well, are you crapping on future design space? Is there something ready to go? How soon can it be ready to go? What happens with, and even a good player could incorrectly assess or misassess these things of Say you give Rusty an actual attack. Does it now, like, completely push out and obsolete other 2-drops? How much attack is valuable? You know, like, it's weird. It's weird. It's a very complicated thing, and on top of it, because of the issue with, well, I clicked on the wrong thing, with stress levels. The fact of the matter is that there's some phobies that if they are supposed to be the answer, you straight up won't have access to for God knows how long. And that's even before you get into the general collection constraints that you just may not have the phobia that is the appropriate answer. Or the reason you think something's, excuse me, like you're beating up on people because your opponents don't have the answer. That's how it goes. If you're having a bad time against Grimes, you just need to get good. Yes and no. Like, I understand why Grimes feels bad. I don't think it's overpowered. I think it's very good. Or it's pretty solid. It's definitely overrated. But overrated and not good are two different things. Like, you can be way, like, even substantially overrated, but still be really, really good. It's just that everybody overvalues it, overassesses it. Maybe buff Firkin Leapercarn and moves and nerf ability 1 range. Firkin exists and people somehow think to nerf Heartbreaker. Dev already gave an option. The problem with that is, Onda, is exactly what you said. If they don't have Firkin. So, there's a few different things. I don't... As a game design thing, I do not like the idea of, well, this phobia is super powerful, unless this other phobia exists, and then it's worthless. Because it feels so rock, paper, scissory, especially when you're talking about incomplete, you know, asymmetric collections, where I have Firkin Leapercarn, I don't have Heartbreaker. But somebody else who doesn't have Leapercarn and goes up against a Heartbreaker, what are they supposed to do? Just die? Like, that's not good. Yes, you can beat somebody who has it, but, and I think Miss Cha actually, it's funny you say that, I think Miss Cha put up a video actually with you on today about how to beat Heartbreaker with Leapercarn. And yes, it's an answer. From a game design perspective, I'm not a fan of that approach. But, I mean, if that's the case, that is what it is. Alright, chat, I'm back. So, let's do a game review. Like I said earlier, I want to make Sunday the primary day for game reviews, but I do need to do some of them because I don't think we can get through 10 in a single night. So we're going to play it by ear and see what we can do. So the first up is a Kratosss game. And we'll do probably 1 or 2 more tonight. But we got a Kratosss game. So the notes here for our hero Kratosss in the blue trunks are, we were trading keys back and forth and I remembered Luffy, and guess what happened? I think I know what's going to happen here, Kratosss. I feel like I read those notes before, too. I feel like I read that, like, I'm getting a deja vu feeling. Did we review this game? I'm checking the notes. Yeah, no. You had, there were just a really similar notes for a previous Kratosss game. Remembering Luffy. Okay. But anyway, we're here on, Vile Vortis. Pluto came back into the map rotation at this stage, which I'm not happy about. I would much rather still have Vile Vortis, but whatever. Bad guy and our hero here have some very unique openings. Well, Kratosss, since you're in chat, I'm assuming you don't have access to Snowball, which if you don't, this opener makes sense, because Droney is a, you know, we'll call it another version of Snowball. Yeah, 1.5 is probably going to break the game replays, too. That's going to be unfortunate, Onda. That's going to be super unfortunate. You don't have Snowball? Okay, then your opener makes sense, because it's very close. And right now, you have a 3-0 panic point advantage. It doesn't look like Bad Guy's very interested in taking it back. Now, one thing that's notable to call out here... 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. You could have sent... The Droney, would the Droney have died? So the droney should have gone here. Because then it would have been a 4-0 panic point advantage, and the Quagmire can't kill the droney solo. This is as far as the cat can go. So if you were gonna... So, like, droney also could have been one space up, because then they could go Quagmire plus Cyclops to kill it. I think you'd rather let the droney die than the cat. I don't know if it matters. You know, it's kind of one or the other. On this might sting a bit. Droney can immediately reach middle point while Snowball can't. On this might sting a bit. Oh, that's the one with the abyss directly next to your vault and heart, right? I'm trying to picture. It's another one of the angry screaming thumb maps, right? I prefer cat to die first since droney can move 3. Yeah, I was second guessing myself as I was saying it, Morbid. The cat can represent more damage, but does it matter? I hear you. The droney's probably more valuable. But in either case, yeah, droney should have been back here because you could have had that panic point much, much earlier. But well, I was going to say it's still 4-0, but now it is 2-2. And Pescetti came out to play, scuttling across. How many Phobies scuttle, chat? Obviously, the spiders do. Apparently, Pescetti does. I wouldn't label the Octonauty movement as a scuttle. What do you think? I was focused on traps and baiting spaghetti. I could see that. I could see that. I mean, the disease is kind of a big deal here. I love the noxious. The trap placement is a little weird. Now, this could be a mind game thing. Unicorn, you think that counts as a scuttle? I could see it. I can hear the sound effect in my head, and I think it sounds like a scuttle. So the trap placement here is a little weird to me. There's a mind game with traps, in that if you place them on the panic points, like, that's obvious, right? Clearly, they're going to put it on the panic point. I have to go there at some point. But if you put them here, it's close enough, and it's reasonable for your opponent to put something there that they may not end up actually trying to... Like, they're going to try to avoid the obvious one and then step on the not obvious one. That being said, maybe they just say, well, the hell with it, I'm just going to eat the damage and take the point, and then it's, okay, your trap didn't do anything. It's, like I said, it's a weird mind game. I do appreciate the droney positioning here, because that prevents the Pescetti from getting a disease here on Baba Haha. I don't like to put them on the panic point. I like to set up plays. I mean, that's probably the better way to do it. I'd go for the, like, and I'm giving away my secrets here. As if people can't just watch how I stream it, right? I tend to just put them on points when I can. You like this turn? What do we got? Let's get a little droney action going. They walked onto the trap. Oh, baby, look at all this AoE. Look at this AoE. Oh my god, how many Phobies die here? Oh wait, no, this trap already went off because they did it last turn.
Such a huge loss.
That's a lot of AoE, like... Alright, alright. I mean, Baba Yaga's done its job at this point. I don't know why they must not have been able to kill the Baba Yaga, because, like, killing the droney is irrelevant, right? Who cares? Oh, God. Are they going to send the Contortio in? Oh, they're sending it over here. I thought they were going to go in on the trap. Ooh. Evo 3.0, but look at that heart. 3825. I think we're going to get the channeling of the Luffy here soon. I think we're going to get some Luffy channeling here. I mean, it's a 4-1 panic point advantage hero. This does look scary. I mean... They still have relevant things. They still have 6 keys. Get a Rocket Man, nice. Leaving that Quagmite there is their mistake. Yeah, they didn't need to leave it there. But you take those. You don't turn those away. Got a little scared when I saw Evo 3.0. Yeah, I would... I can understand that, but it's only going to get probably like 1 relevant attack off. Maybe another turn, because 2400 and you have a lot of damage sitting here. Plus the panic points. Bad guy needed to make something happen a couple turns ago. Ignoring the Kratosss Quagmire, that too, Honda. That's fair. That's fair. At first I thought you meant that, and then when this died, I was like, oh, well, maybe they meant that. This is so unnecessary. Why did this happen? Why did this happen? Who freezes a bachelor? That may be the intro clip for this video. GG. Yeah. Screw that bachelor in particular. GG, Kratosss. You know, speaking of bats, this is a weird segue. So, I don't know if Chad has ever read The Batman Who Laughs. I think that was the name of it. Just Googling it real quick. Yeah, it's The Batman Who Laughs. It's apparently a Batman who gets, without spoiling too much, but the Batman on this particular world gets dosed with the same, like, chemicals that the Joker did. So then it turns, like, he goes insane, but he's as smart as the Batman. And then becomes, like, the main antagonist of this big comic line. And I remember seeing pictures of it because in Mortal Kombat 11 specifically, they gave Noob Saibot an alternate skin that was basically that Batman. Finally got some of Fears. Grats, Morbid. Nice. Nice. But, so I remember seeing it, and then it came up somehow earlier today when I was looking something else up. And then I started reading, like, the plot synopsis for that particular storyline. And chat, I don't have the foggy... Like, I was so confused. It's so weird because there are characters that are named after titles for Batman. So, for example, the Dark Knight. And then some of the characters are Dark Knights. And as they were bouncing between each of those, I was just getting confused. Obviously, if I read the stories, like actually read the comics, it would probably make more sense, but this...
Await your command. Let's show them how
Lippy.
your stand.
Lippy, please. Lippy. Lippy, please. Just stop. Just stop. He's killing me. Anyway, chat. Let's play some more Arena. Let's play some more Arena. Just updating the spreadsheet real quick. I do need to update some of the other stuff because a request came in for me to keep information on the game review spreadsheet of which highlight on YouTube the games are in. So I need to go back and update that because I had rendered a whole bunch of videos and I got to remember to render one tonight because I didn't get to do it this afternoon. This is an interesting opener from our bad guy, Gesundheit. That's a bold move, Cotton. I was stoked I had a game where the Newly Deads had a great feature. Ooh. You have to love the happy couple, right? Are Jill and Ted happy? What do you think, chat? Are Jill and Ted happy? Or are they're just staying together because of their undead kids? I feel like they're a happy couple. feel like they're a very happy couple. They have to be, right? I mean, Ted desperately needs a dentist. Jill probably does too, but I can't see her artwork. They get to be with each other eternally in the newly dead stage. What could be better? That's a good point, Morbid. The honeymoon never ends. I may question their hobbies of, you know, eating people, but there's an argument to who am I to judge, I guess. I face Kitten Lord, level 17. My cowbell is level 7, level 17 cowbell. Jeez. That sounds brutal. That sounds brutal. So we don't want that there. So this attractor is going to make my life super duper complex. And I'm not really enthusiastic about this, I'm not going to lie. Oh boy. I don't even know how we get at it, honestly. How long does Leprechaun shut something off for? 8 facing it. Is there a map where a tractor is okay? Legitimately, is there a single map where a tractor is okay? Why Contortio in the center? So that way I could run it into the middle. Like, the Contortio is not going to threaten anything. Now I can kill the cat and put the Contortio on there again without having to do anything. Yeah, it just resets the cooldown. I wasn't sure if it... I couldn't remember if Leprechaun added to the cooldown, like it added a set amount. So it's not going to... The point is, if I Leprechaun this, it does nothing, almost. Take the shorter route? What, if I sent it like 1, 2, 3, 4, like to here? I mean, in this case, I don't think it matters. I didn't want to put it down here in the event that, like, something well, there was no way they could get to it, I guess. If they wanted to, like, use the yoink on it, they could kill it. Because if it was, like, here, it would be 1, 2, 3, 4. It would be in this spot, so they can move up, yoink, kill it with the Gravedigger, and there's not much I can do about it. If they did that, do I really care? I don't know. Probably not. We're just going to make them think about this. Yeah, this... I mean, in general, it's probably better to be more aggressive about it. Here, I don't think it really matters. So what are you going to... Like, I guess they break, walk away, send something in. This is a map that, and I've talked about it before, like the last time it was in the rotation, that I really enjoy this map, but I am not good at it. I'm absolutely not good at it. Maybe that's what we do as part of tonight, is part of the higher level game breakdown. Go look at somebody high on the ladder and see what they do. I'll have to completely rearrange my video schedule then. But, alright, this is going to be obnoxious. We could hit Gonzo with it. Like, that's more reasonable than hitting the attractor. I don't know if I really want to do that. The reason being... They go here, that... So this doesn't affect... Like, if we're here, we're still safe. Like, my Leprechaun is literally level 1. Is it worth it to turn off their Gonzo? I don't know. I'm honestly not sure. These are mechanical, so the Russell doesn't do anything for us. We could try and set up a Brony play, but I don't think there's enough obstacles broken yet. So what I possibly should have done was threaten like this on the heart, but honestly, Hevo doesn't do that much heart damage. Getting this down there would be 1, 2, 3. It would have to be where the jar is. I have mixed feelings about this map because I get heart rushed most of the time. I've gotten heart rushed a lot on this map. It can definitely be done. Because you kind of need a very, very quick reaction. 448. So they can't one-shot the jar. But an Oculus and obviously a tractor or repeller can make, you know, like if they try and seal this off, I can send an Oculus here and snipe things on the spot. They're going to have to be on this spot. So what we probably do is what I've done in the past, which is I'll just pop out a, whatever the hell it's called. I can't think of the name right now. The tardigrade. Honey bear. Pop out a honey bear, vomit on all this, and then light up whatever it is. Upgrading Brony ups its damage from 0 to, you guessed it, 0. You are correct, Forgo. You are correct. Actually, no. What they're going to do is gonzo this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so we can go here. Part of me wants to get Crushmore online. Part of me says spider, and then, like, inch up the spider. But if the spider's here and they yoink, they pull it here, they probably just kill it. Like, I don't think there's going to be a safe way to yoink this. I think it's just going to end in tears. This probably deters them from even trying to go up there, truthfully. Because the combination of these, if they put the jar in range, it's dead unless they body block, and I could probably do something bad to them. I don't want to have to pop out Honey Bear, but that's been my response right now, and that's in a few async games that are still going. We'll see. We should have shot this last turn. There was no reason to leave this alive. I use Honey Bear on this map a lot. I can see it. Definitely has value. That's a boomer. Boomer! Is this a dead jar? 124, 120. Yes, it is in fact a dead jar. So they move up, they yoink, it ends up here. They can't hit it with anything. They have 10 keys, though. This could be a bad trade. This could be a really bad trade. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, alligator's fine. Like, alligator's a reasonable option as well. Seven keys. I don't know that I want it to get yoinked, though. Because I did consider that. We'll try it, DT. I don't know if I want that to happen. My main concern is if this gets yoinked and, like, they can somehow kill it. I don't know how that would be possible, even with 10 keys, because the Hevo is going to end up on this spot. It's just not possible for them to actually hit it enough. You know what I mean? No, this is a tractor. I have repeller, if that's what you were talking about. This thing has 1100 health. I don't think there's any way you can get this. It's always funny when people have to destroy their own obstacles to me. Oh, I get them confused all the time, Forgo. Plus, I say it wrong all the time, so I'm definitely adding to the confusion, so don't feel bad. The palette swaps will do that, especially because there's 3 of them. I don't know why, but, like, Droney, Morty, and Metabot, I don't know. Maybe it's because they're new. But I tend to mix up these. I mean, I have Innocuous, and I had that first, so I knew that one best. But I always say Repeller and Attractor backwards. Excuse me. Hi, baby! Since the camera's off, chat, you have no chance of seeing the baby right now. He's just snoozing on the couch. He's getting a good snooze in. I don't know if we're going to do the second attack, so we're going to leave this for now. Hold on, wait.
That was quite cathartic.
One, two, three. Oh, I can't. Why can't I hit the attractor with this? Oh, because that's body blocking it, duh. Not like it matters. This is going to die, right? Yes. We just pull this back. We'll pull this back. I think we're going to heal it. How much is this? This is 885. Part of me says don't bother healing it yet. Just wait. Gonzo's down. I can't kill them all, that's the problem. Like, I don't have enough damage. This'll die, but, like, I can't connect with the other stuff. That's the big issue. That is not where I wanted that. I want it positioned so that if they come in, we could threaten something. I could have just banked also. Repeller and Attractor, the only ones starting to confuse me, none others so far. I feel like they're the ones that confuse me the most as well, and I'm not sure why. You could say just because they're new. Just kill them all. It's simple. You kill the Batman. By the Batman, I mean all their phobies. Oh, is it that simple? It's that easy. So, Chad, I think I showed it off on stream, but I did complete my custom Shredder figure. Well, it's very complete. I still need to get some fabric, or my wife's going to get me some fabric so that way I can make the cloak. Or I need to get purple fabric so that that matches the existing cloak so that I can make the belt sash purple as well. Just so that it's color coordinated. Shredder's well put together. He's not going out there just half-assed. I think we tilted the shit out of our opponent. I'm not sure, chat. What do you think? They might have. They could have just disconnected too. Like, it happens. I like to believe that they threw their phone down. Like, they're pooping. And they threw their phone down, and it exploded all over the bathroom. And they're super angry about it, because it's funny to me. That doesn't mean that's what actually happened. They could also be baiting me. They have max phobies. Because, for example, their own Hevo 3.0 here would be pretty bad. We'll see.
Oh dear, you broke their
Yeah,
spirit.
I think we got it, chat. I think we got it. GG.
Oh, whatever shall we do?
GG. That worked out. That worked out. Evo 3.0 is pretty good. I know I waffle a lot about a lot of phobies and go back and forth. I didn't know there was a favorite filter. That's one thing that I do agree with that people have suggested on many occasions. There need to be more filters. But anyway, Evo, I know I kind of crap on it sometimes because if you don't get the AoE, it's not great. I mean, it's a big Hevo, so therefore, if Hevo's good, a bigger Hevo's probably good also. But if you can't actually get the AoE, sometimes it feels not great. But it's still good. Russell, almost level 10. Yep. Yeah, we started, basically got it up to level 8. Basically got it up to level 8 right off the bat. But like I said, I'm using it in a couple different games just to try it in different scenarios. And I haven't done the strategy. And I think the first time I conceived of it was my opponent popped out like a turn 2 Russell on like and subscribe, which isn't in the pool anymore. But like and subscribe, I think, was the map that I thought of it on, where you try and drop an early Russell so that way you push them into something, specifically mechanical phobies, and then you follow up with a bunch of electrical phobies. Now, in my case, what would that even be? It's going to be erratic, sparky, thunder rocks. That's garbage. I mean, thunder rocks is fine, but like that, you don't want to make that a centerpiece of your army, right? I just don't have that many electrical phobies. But it does limit their game plan to a degree. The problem is an 8 cost into a 6 cost, say erratic, means that you have to do some weird stuff. Imagine Russell plus Blasto. It would be cool, but that's like, I mean, that's 15 keys. You have to, that feels win more. You're already winning that game, right? If you're already so far ahead that you could bank to 15 keys or across multiple turns, I guess, bank enough that you can get that set up, it feels like you win with any 1-2 punch of 8-7, right? Are we going to see a Russell game? I hope so. I hope so. I just haven't quite worked out, and maybe this is something I'll draw up in Discord. So my idea is this. Let's just find... Oops. Back. So let's say we're on Phobos. This map does not have healing spas, so this could be a good Russell map, right? On paper. We're just walking through this. Obviously, I haven't put a whole lot of thought into this. This is a large map, so you get 5 keys. It also gives you an interesting way, hypothetically, to break your opponent's offensive and hold on the center, because they either have to retreat to heal their guys, they need to do other stuff, or you just kill their things with poison. I'm not sure, Forgo. It is you can calculate it, because we know what the rate of growth is within the rounding. So, if you want a turn 2 Russell, because it's not possible to have it turn 1, and you're going first, you start with 4 keys. You get 5, so that means you can play a 1-drop and then bank. If you're going second, you start with 6 keys, so you have 11 on turn 2, counting the turn 1s. So that means you have 3 keys, so you can go 2-1. Your opponent immediately on this map is going to go, something weird is about to happen, because if you pop out a turn 2 Russell. I have a level 10 Morty? I thought I only had a level 8. We'll come back to the map, just so we can settle this. Oh, it is level 10. 889. And like DT said, the HP and damage mirror on this. So the challenge here, I think, is a turn 2 Russell, while hypothetically pushes your opponent to stuff, they may just ignore it and go, okay, I don't care. It deals 242 damage over the course of 4 turns. So it's 920... 928, right? No, 968, because we said 4. 242. Should be 968. That kills basically every 1-drop, except for Cowbell, obviously. A significant portion of 2-drops. And it will severely weaken anything bigger than that. Is that good enough? I do like that same level Morty's one-shot itself. That is kind of cute. Yeah, almost 900 damage. It's a big surprise punch. It's a big surprise punch. So, if we... What do we do? Like, how do we make a Russell strat work? Because a turn 2 Russell is not going to give you an enormous amount of board control. Like, here's the thing. So, your opponent, if you went second, they went Snowball, 1-drop. Because that's standard opener. That's all their keys. Turn 2, they go either... You know, they could play a Gin Sting and bank. They could go Murder Wing, bank. They could go Murder Wing, Cassowary, and try and spread the board. If they go multiple little things, that's probably your ideal Russell scenario. But the problem is they cap like the entire board and there's no way you can stop them. Because you're going to be going second, like Razormouth, Cassowary, Russell, and that's it. So you're not going to have a lot of board presence. And the little board presence you have does not have... It's mostly made of paper. Russell is not very sturdy. Russell's good versus Murderwing, Snowball on a map with no healing spot. You force them to make Clinico. They might just let it die. Because it's going to take... What? 2 turns, maybe 3 turns, depending on their level of their Snowball. I don't know. If we end up with a Phobos game, chat, remind me. I'll try the Russell. I'll try the Russell. Just remind me, because I'm going to forget. So we'll do a game, probably take a break, and then come back and do another game review. Like I said, I want to take a look at some Mysomania high-level games. Morty teleports behind you. It's nothing personal, kid. It's just business. Pluto makes Phobos feel good? Not to me. Not in a million years. I mean, like, the last game I played, the only reason we lost was because we're trying to do something stupid. Like, we're trying to do a turn 2 Russell play. So, like, that's bad. And it basically ignited 8 keys for literally no value. But I don't know. Phobos is just terrible. Has anybody tried that new Gundam game? I've seen it, Etona. I saw a few people streaming it. I'm not really into Gundam, so like I had no reason to watch it. I said it was winnable if you didn't miss the AWOL position. I still don't think so, because what happens there is I possibly kill the Klepto, but then they retaliate with a sheep and kill the Jar and the AWOL, nearly kill the Stairmaster. I can't do anything from that point, and then I'm dead. So, I needed my original position, where I had the Stairmaster in range of the stim, and the AWOL there. In the better position, not in range of the stim, but the better position. And then we are still going to lose, but it would require our opponent, like, they would have to play tighter. Alright, so this is not a Russell map, chat. I know that may come as a shock to everyone. But this is not a map for Russell, as far as I'm aware. It's got healing spas, it's a small map. It's just not going to work out very well. I don't know, I had high hopes for Russell, but I think he's kind of trash. In all seriousness, I literally don't think I've ever seen a Russell win. Not even, you know, oh, well, I'm so far ahead that I have 8 keys that I can burn. You know, like sometimes I'll pop out Dozer for funsies. And I haven't even seen one of those games. That's how bad Russell is. But again, like we were saying earlier, I don't know that you can actually make it that much better, is the problem. I think it's one of those abilities that it's just gonna... You will win a game with Russell. You will win a game with Russell, you know, like in a quote-unquote Russell scenario. Not like, oh, well, I win because it doesn't matter. I win specifically because I got Russell. In order for that scenario to materialize... How much does this trap do? 620? It's a lot. In order for that scenario to materialize, you need... Yeah, we can't do both. What's that? Actually, we could. So if we put the Contortio... I'll finish the thought in a second, but if we put the Contortio here... No, because the cat will be, like, here, so that doesn't matter. We'll do this. You need your opponent to, like, really play into a Russell, unknowingly, obviously, and then also be in such a winning position that they can't... You know, like, if they have a bunch of undead, the poison is arguably negligible. So you could, hypothetically, as the undead player, not the Russell player, just tank it and not care. Are these scenarios games you could have won without Russell? If so, I'm not sure it matters. That's exactly what I'm describing, Atona. I think Russell is just win more. I think Russell's win more, and there's not a whole lot that can be done about it. So we win with Russell, and you said, chat, we're going to see a Russell win. There's another... Alright. I might have forgotten that, Kratosss. I mean, obviously I did. I don't know. I just don't see a lot of value in Russell at the moment, which I'm disappointed by. Like, I was very excited to try him out, but every game that I played him so far, it's like, yeah, this would have been better if it was almost literally anything else. So I need to go wider in order to fight the amount of HP that they have available. Wagon alligator hard counters Russell with their passive healing. Yeah, they do. They do. Excuse me. I mean, I don't know if I'd go so far as to say it's like a hard counter, but it's definitely not good. I don't think you have enough damage to kill it, yeah. So they probably put a trap on the panic point. At least that's what I'd anticipate. Because they only moved one spot this turn. AWOL has a mouth. Yep. You never seen AWOL die? You want to see something gross, just watch AWOL bite the dust. Wait, where were you to start? You were here? We'd rather get this because it... Now the panic points are even instead of 2 to 1. So they can kill this. And then now we control most of the board. This will let us remove the trap without having to stand on it. I guess the issue is poison doesn't necessarily scale well, and it only matters in a few situations, so committing half your keys is pretty derpy. Yeah. I mean, that's not the only reason, but yes. That panic point is less likely to be recapped by your opponent as well. Yes, good point, TT. Valid point. So I guess since it hits the field, the whole field, it can be the last bits of damage on a lot of things. But again, only if your opponent allows that to happen. I have no idea why this Gravedigger showed up. I mean, I guess this covers this panic point then. Can we kill the Spud? I think we can. It's probably worth it if we can do it. Because then they kill this. They could panic or challenge play something. The thing is that the Russell poison is low damage. It takes a long time. What do I think about K9 into turrets? I mean, people have used K9 a lot before, so I could definitely see K9 getting used. Game, please. So they could kill both of these, hypothetically. These and then pop something out. Like, hit here, this hits it, then this hits this, and then Jar kills it, so they get both of these. It's an even key trade. So I guess this is fine. Kind of, sort of. I don't know that we want Innocuous here either, but... But yeah, Poison in general, we've talked a lot about how Poison is just a weaker mechanic. And, like, it's fine that it is. It's not... Not everything has to be good. They can be niche. And that's one of the benefits of Phobies. It's one of the positives. It's one of the things that is a selling point. That you can have niche effects that they'll come... So that's why if Russell is bad except in the late game scenario where your opponent, you know, you have that eureka moment. Aha, my opponent is maxed out on Phobies and they're all undead and dimensional. There's no healing spas and I have 8 keys. I'm going to Russell them and then a few turns from now the whole team is going to evaporate. Okay, yeah, sure. That is a play you can make. So all of these can still hit the stabby, but then they're going to get pulled in. So I think that's okay. Yeah, so I figured the trap was there. It might have been better to put the trap somewhere else, honestly, but... Imagine Morty, but it's dimensional instead with its current stats. Oh my god, that would actually be nightmarish. Because... it... I don't even know that I need to explain it. But that just sounds... so mean. It's a 5-key Eternal Knight. Yeah, but if we're saying Morty, that means it's a 5-key Eternal Knight with 3 range and flying. Like, that sounds ridiculous. So we might be in a bad spot because we can't kill these 3. Because everything's protected. Actually, they gave us an opening to kill this now. So, Cowbell, Unicorn, and a Jar should hopefully be able to kill the Bow Mangles. That means that the Innocuous is freed up to kill the Murder Wing.
Fine retort.
The Innocuous is probably still dead, but I'm not sure.
Oh, that will leave a mark.
No, because they're not going to have enough surface area to hit it now. Or they shouldn't, anyway. They should not have enough surface area. How much damage do you do? 484? I would go Sucky Gaming, but, like, we have way too many one-movers right now. And I'm not even kidding about the Sucky Gaming. We're gonna bank. I kind of want to play something, because I expect we're gonna unexpectedly lose something. But I don't think they have a way to clear enough surface area to kill the Innoculus. Because they need 2 attacks to kill the Cowbell is the problem. Yeah, Chad, I'm going to continue trying to push Russell. I just need to think about it more is the problem. I liked the turn 2 option, but clearly, like, a Hevo and a Clinico are seemingly good enough responses. That's enough to deal with it. And the cooldown on Russell is just ridiculous. Again, I don't know that it can be better, but it's definitely painful. Morty is a dimensional is like a big middle finger for killing it from non-poison. Yeah, exactly, Forgo. You're absolutely right. I'm not sure why that was necessary, but sure. Lol. 540. Nah, we don't... Oh, no, wait, we can move it because it can't die. It won't die. They want to protect my jar? I mean, if that's what they want to do, it is an option. They have 6 keys. They have 6 keys. We're going to go with a 1 key. The reason being is that this way I could still pop out like Jin Sting. I was going to go Cyclops, but in the event they do something weird and I need to react with a Clinico, I don't know what the hell they would do, but you get what I'm saying. Yeah, start trying Russell in late game situations. You'll love it. Those are the only situations I have it on the board in right now, my async games, and I hate it. In all seriousness. Do I have Quagmire? Yes, I could have gone Quagmire. Like, I just need to think about it more, because I agree, Russell you need to put more effort into, for sure. Like, absolutely true. That's what I would have said. I mean, Quagmire is a good catch-all option. I'm just kind of, you know the story for streaming. I'm just doing things. We're not really, like... That's why it's tough to try out a new strategy like the Russell plan when I'm trying to make it up on the spot. How much does this do? 508. We're gonna go sheep, but I'm legit tempted to go bad sushi, chat. Should I just do sushi? We're just going sushi because it's funny to me. See, like, this is the equivalent of the Russell scenario. This is actually the encapsulation of the Russell scenario. And what do I mean by that? We're ahead by a lot, right? Our opponent has literally 0 keys remaining. They put Erratic on the board. Their only option is to push into me. If I win with a Russell here, or the sushi, does it really matter? You know what I mean? Like, even if... I don't even think they can kill this if they walk up and hit it with the Erratic. Yeah, they won't even one-shot this, so it's like, what's the point? Nah, we're not going to give him the hit. If he walks into range, we'll just annihilate it, so whatever. That's why I like Russell. I like hard things, and when you make it work, it looks great. Yeah, I absolutely hear you, Kratosss. I absolutely hear you on that. That is not the way I enjoy games. I'll explain after the game. We get a bad sushi hit, chat. GG. GG. So, a lot of people, and this has come up before, A lot of people have asked why. I think Player used to ask this a lot, or maybe it was Jelly Belly, maybe both. There were a few people that have asked over time since I've been streaming Phobies. And they've asked, well, why don't you do challenge plays? Why don't you do... And by challenge plays, not like the challenge play of hit a dimensional and pull stuff in. No, not that sort of thing. Why don't you do, for lack of a better way to put it, weird rules that are like only use certain keys, only do certain phobies, only do this, you can't do that, that sort of thing. The bad sushi AoE is cool. Yeah, it does look cool. The problem is I am a competitive player at heart. I like winning. And I can't... It actually is less fun to me consciously doing something suboptimal. So, compared to card games, yes, I will once in a while tool around with janky decks. And by that I mean decks that are known to not be that good. But I'm going to play it anyway because it does this one cool thing. Or, you know, if I'm attached to something, you know, like there's certain phobies I like, so I always try and use them. Like, I'd love to use jackalopes more, for example. But honestly, for me personally, I have way less fun playing strategies and phobies that aren't good. Now, there is something to be said for the discovery of things we don't realize are good yet. So, for example, maybe there's a Russell strategy that's really good and nobody's figured it out yet. Absolutely possible. I don't see it yet, so that's why I need to theory craft it before I try it out. I want to have a game plan in mind so it's testable scenarios and falsifiable truths that I can run through and say, okay, well, Russell worked because only Russell could do this, and this is the scenario it wants. Or it didn't work here because my opponent countered with this, so I need to come up with the next step. If I'm just doing janky things that are like lol random, and I'm not saying that that's what people are suggesting, although some people have, it's not as much fun for me. Like, that's, if people enjoy that sort of stuff, more power to you. I hate going through this sort of stuff sometimes because it feels like I'm just shitting on people's way of having fun, and that's not what I mean. I don't want to crap on people's fun. Or yuck your yum, as some people will say. I don't really like that saying. It feels weird in my mouth, which I guess is the point. But anyway, the idea is I don't want to make people feel bad about how they enjoy the game and say, well, my way to enjoy the game is the way to enjoy the game, because that's not true. But it does, and I'm fine with, if people suggest stuff or they really want me to do it or whatever, you know, it happens every once in a while. But in general, I'd rather play the good stuff 100% of the time and play it a lot. Then I actually get more tilted if I lose and I'm intentionally doing something that puts me at a disadvantage. Like, that makes me feel worse, not, oh, well, I'm playing at a disadvantage, so of course you won. It's like, I'm a fool, why did I do that? Sort of thing. So, and I know not everybody feels that way. It's just my interpretation of these things, my personal feelings about it. All right, I got a ping in Discord. But let's jump into another game review chat, and then we'll take a break. After we take a break, we might do a high-level game review, do a little YouTube mode as best as I can. So this is a game review, actually, from somebody new. I don't recognize this name. So our hero here is in the orange trunks on Eternal Monday. Deuce? I'm going to say Deuce. Or Deuce? I don't know how to pronounce your name. Game submitter, let me know how to pronounce your name. I always feel bad. Bad guy here is in the blue trunks, and the notes here are the trick to win against top players. All right, let's see. Let's see. Because Beer Puro tears up the async ladder, right? I'm pretty sure this person's pretty high up there. What if Russell's poison affects mech phobies, but it's half the poison effects, so it does something to mechs? I don't know if the mech issue is, or the mech part is the issue. Like, yes, it's an issue, but it's not, like, we'll come back to Russell after the game, but I don't think the mech part is the primary issue. I think it's a part of the Russell issue. I think part of the biggest problem is the cooldown, and that the poison is negligible. Like, yes, 200, if you get 2 ticks out of that poison, that's probably worthwhile. If you get 2 ticks on 2 phobies out of that poison, that's worthwhile. But we couldn't even manage that. Like, that's really bad. And that was on a map with no healing spas. That's really bad. And honestly, I could see that's how the math works out on the dev side of like, okay, well, if this ever hits 3 ticks on 2 or more phobies, that's bonkers. Like, that's 1,800 damage for just clicking one button and from a safe distance, because you can do it anywhere. I get why Russell is the way it is, but I got to think about it more. And I promise you, chat, I will try it more. I am going to try it more because I really want to use Russell. I really want to use him. That's a phobie that, so like what I was talking about earlier, where I get attached to certain things. I really like Russell, but the problem is I don't know how I want to use it yet. We'll see. This opener from Deuce is interesting. We should probably talk about it since we were wasting time talking about Russell a little bit. We're going to cycle back. So, like I said, our heroes in the orange trunks. Heroes in the orange trunks. Yeah, the opener here is bizarre. No idea why they put the cat here. The cat could have swung to the bottom. I guess there's no way to punish and invade like a fireball onto the cat. I didn't notice what level Deuce is. So level 8. There's a level 18 snowball. Jesus in heaven. 16 murder wing. Alright. Yeah. We've got a slight level difference, chat. Slight level difference. So our hero here is going mass 1-drops and a droney. I have no idea what's happening here right now. I also don't have the foggiest idea why the droney is there. Like, they didn't even need to attack it. That droney would have just died to the lava, but that's just 2 keys incinerated. Is this a giant bait? Like, okay, this Murder Wing's gonna die because of the Gesundheit. It might not because of the insane level of HP, but... Okay, it does. Okay, so was this a huge bait, chat? Did our blue player just get, like, massively jebaited? Because while our orange player did take a huge amount of heart damage, like about half, their position doesn't look horrendous here. They're even on keys. I mean, this is kind of what you have to do, is you have to use your life as a resource, like we've talked about many times. I mean, if I was in our hero's position, I'd be sweating bullets right now, because this game is going to be sweaty. Halfway through the game, it's 22 turns, chat. I know I'm blocking it. I gotta move the sub thing at some point. I gotta figure out where to put my, you know, like my contact stuff. I might add the pop-up thing back and have it rotate somewhere on screen. So 2-to-1 panic point advantage, bad guy. No clear way for our hero to recap any points, because that boom as well as the AoE and the range means that a lot of bad things could happen if you advance. Get a little bit of banking from both players. Klepto was down to 1190. It's a level 17 Klepto for the record. Just putting that out there in case anybody was curious. So we get the leap onto the boom, which I get you have to do it, but that feels awful. But we do get a triple panic point advantage going to our hero now. So this is interesting. Bad guy has 7 keys banked. Hero invests in a sheep. I'm not sold on the sheep. I'm not sold on the sheep here. Yeah, 2,500 health Klepto is going to make just about anybody crap their pants, right? An Alistor? Oh, baby. What level is this Alistor? Oof. Level 18 Alistor, chat. Yeah, the Alistor into the... excuse me, into the sheep is a little weird. Maybe snaky. See, Morbid, you gotta learn the secret. You always gotta wear brown pants, and then nobody will know. I'll let you and YouTube out there decide what chat was talking about. Or if you want to find out, come by the live stream, RTChompGG, over on Twitch. Gotta get that in there. Likes and subscribes. Yes, seriously. Need the subscribes. Anyway. I feel like Bad Guy has just taken a lot of weird engagements. Like, why did this have to happen? It's like, what, the Klepto moved up and hit the sheep or something? It didn't even do that. Wow, so Alistor, Muffin, Klepto, Jar. Klepto's done. Granted, these two are not long for the world. Easy for Alistor to get to the heal spa, though. Yeah, that's exactly it. I forgot to say that when the sheep came out. Alistor can get there. Yeah, I'm with you, Morbid. I'm not sure what's going on. Okay, so we're just going heart. We're going face. Chad, this game was so weird. $170 health. That didn't invade on turn 6. What, the one that went in on the heart? This game is over, by the way. That was the last turn. Obviously, they can just bite the heart. So let's... This whole game was absolutely fascinating, chat. Yeah, this turn... Like, this did not have to happen. I don't know why this happened. This is a mistake that, like, a lot of people make once. And I'm sure this is not meant to be an insult. But, like, putting something here once you're at a level that somebody can have snowball is asking for something bad to happen to you. This is no, I think you could get probably up to Sum of All Fears. Because I was Sum of All Fears before I got snowball. I don't think... It's actually pretty tough to punish this. But here... It depends. Because given this setup, even a Murder Wing comes out and kills this. Yeah, exactly, Morbid. Murder Wing can do it. Bottom line is like, you don't go in this close. And then, like, this didn't have to happen. But here's the thing. Even with this, remember how much damage was done here? It just felt like Bad Guy never actually killed any. I mean, they were killing things, but only because our hero was pushing them so far. Like, this cassowary is all the way in here. It just felt like, why is the Stabby still alive? I don't know. It's weird because maybe it was that turn, because it felt like on first viewing that wasn't the only thing. I mean, there were definitely other mistakes, but Grats, good guy. Grats, that was pretty cool. That was pretty cool. I mean, look at that level difference. Almost 60 levels. GG, well played. Well played. The Klepto pickup was the other game-losing mistake? Absolutely. The Klepto has to live. The Klepto has to live or you're dead. There's no way to get out of it. No way to get out of that one. They might have... Like, our hero might have been able to take it. Like, it's not impossible. But it would have been way, way harder if the Klepto survived. Like, infinitely more difficult. So, chat, I've been trying to play Unmatched offline. I really do enjoy that game. I think it would be great for the stream. I have a mic out on Crypto staring at a Blasto right now. Please send help. Phobos, Phobos, Phobos. Phobos, Phobos, Phobos. Phobos, Phobos, Phobos. But yeah, I've been playing Unmatched offline. It's a physical board game, but they do have a digital client. I've talked about it before. I think the stream would really like it because it's a turn-based tactics game like Phobies. There are cards involved, so there's variance, which is the unfortunate part. But it does allow for, like, there's a lot of depth of strategy in that game. There are some unfortunate matchups, as I understand it, because I'm not, like, a super high-level competitive player in it, but I really do like the game. I really do like the game. And I want to play it more. It's just, it's still in early access. Not a lot of people play in their equivalent of arena mode. It's primarily more async, which is not great for streaming for obvious reasons. Plus, the numbers, it's not like async here where I could just probably do a stream of async games. Just, you know, talk about the turn. I could see him being ranged. I could see him being ranged. He's underperforming for an 8 key. Is he, though? Like, not every Phobie has to be playable all the time, and I think that's the biggest thing that people miss, is that it's fine if a Phobie is only good in this very niche scenario. Like, that's absolutely fine. So if Russell is not good 9 times out of 10, there's nothing wrong with that. I lost on a small map against a Russell. I could see that happening. It's just not... it's tough to make that happen as the Russell player. For a variety of reasons. Ah, we have the ye old Gravedigger opener, huh? So the thing here is we can't safely take this point because Cat plus an opposing snowball could kill it. I've never lost to a Russell. I've only won with him once. I've thrown with Russell like 6 games. I can believe it. 1, 2, 3. You would not be able to hit here. Yeah, I can definitely believe that. I was mentioning it earlier. I have a bunch of async games where I have forced him. Chad is telling me that Russell's great, or the best case scenario for Russell is late game. That's what I'm trying in the async games, and trust me, it's been a colossal throw each time. So I tried to force it earlier tonight on a Phobos game. Phobos going first. Got him turn 2. And it felt okay. But I also could have put down Barzilla and been better off, or Dozer and been better off. I don't think the Russell had any positive effect in that particular game. Your second Ultra Rare is Heartbreaker? Nice. That seems pretty good, Roxburge. That seems pretty good. I've heard some things. Alright, so the question is, are you going to send in Cat or not? You shouldn't, but you could. Because the cat's just going to die either way, and then I'll replace with my cat. Alright, so we can't leave the cassowary here because it will die. What I'd like to do is run the snowball across and fireball their cat, but we don't have an opening for that, and even then this would come up, their snowball comes out, and bad things happen to us. So we're going to continue to bank, I think. But we don't want to have 0 additional board presence. So the problem is, if I add something to the board, and then next turn we need to jar, we'll be at 5 phobies, so we're just going to wait. They need to do something. Yeah, Evo 2.0 is absolutely top tier. It's a very, very strong phobie. I wasn't watching the cooldown for this, that's fine. So, do we go with, chat, if they put out another phobie, should I rustle? If they put out another phobie, I might rustle. Just meme it up. Oh, we're gonna rustle, chat! Oh, this is so stupid. This is so stupid. I don't know that I want to isolate that. Whoop. I didn't mean it. We're definitely playing Russell. We definitely got to get that on the board. I don't know that I want to isolate the, like, we got to pull back to some degree. Someone play Phil Collins in the air. I mean, the oh lord part is right. I don't know. If I were them, I'd go for the other panic point and say, alright, you gotta rustle. I don't care. That guy's terrible. Chat, look, we're doing this for chat. At the end of the day, this is for chat. I love that they're hauling ass with the stabby back to the healing spot because they know what's coming. Oh, you know it's coming. Like a freight train. Part of me says don't kill any of their phobies so that way... Funny thing is right here is a good Russell open. I don't think Russell's even good here. I legitimately don't think Russell's good here. We're gonna do it, but...
Oh, weaken and wither, my undead friend. With no cure for you, poisons the end.
Leave ability when Stabby comes back? He's not going to. The problem is if I don't kill anything, we're taking too much damage. Like, I can't recap points. Oh, he's dimensional. Like, this seems bad, chat. This seems bad. Just one more turn so Stabby's out of position? Exactly, yeah. We're absolutely waiting for that. Because I can't durdle too long. Because even this, we're going to be pretty far behind. If nothing else, our opponent is super tilted. But like, what the F is going on? Alright, so we can kill a bunch of stuff, but still need to make some things happen. Oh god, that doesn't kill it. Oh my god, none of these things are dying. Balls. Yeah, I know, we can jar, but, like, I didn't want to... Ah, god damn it. So we're gonna have to do this. I wanted to Gravedigger, pop this, and send the snowball after their jar. But that's obviously not an option. So they banked to 9. So, like, we're not in spectacular shape, chat. Despite the stupid Russell. His cat should have just stemmed and whacked the heart. Theirs? Yeah, probably. Yeah, Stabby still has to be out of commission for a little bit longer. But, like, look at this. So it's taking 363 damage. It's gonna... It won't even die. It won't even die if it eats all of the poison. That's how pathetic Russell's poison is. It is so bad. Motherload. Oh man, we might actually be in serious trouble, chat. And by might, I mean we are. Erratic is going to take a month. I mean, I get it. I get it. I just don't know if it matters. Because Erratic is going to take 1, 2, and we still have to reclaim panic points. Ray is like level 3. Level 4, I was wrong. And they still have 5 keys, chat. This is really bad. They can recap with the cat. This goes away. Russell still has 2 turns. Like, Russell is just so bad. It's actually comically bad. Honestly, when I was theory crafting this before I got it, it didn't seem that bad. Like, on paper, it seemed like, oh yeah, you can do this, this, and this, and then things will come together. It's like, no, it's just terrible. You can't do anything. So they can kill this with a combination of this and this. There's really not much we can do that. This is impossible now. It was impossible as soon as we put Russell on the board. And I'm not saying that to, like, meme. It just was. There was no shot we could win this with Russell. Our only hope is that they massively overextend. Like, monstrously. Let us kill the mother load, and then somehow something comes together. But come on, like, how is that going to happen? Funny thing is, even if his ability was up right now, it's still not very good. Exactly, like, I agree with whoever said it earlier, it might have been you, Roxbridge, but the ability is too long of a cooldown. It does too little, and he has too low of health. But again, I don't know that you can make it much better without it becoming a problem. If Russell was only good, but just, like, obnoxiously good, when, you know, their board is full and then you blow them out, that might be okay, because at some point, your opponent, you need to think about what they're doing. Heart damage? Oh, I know. We're dead. There's nothing I can do. Like, I don't even know that we... Yeah, we have to reclaim a point this turn.
That feels like a breakthrough.
And they have to not reclaim a point. Because, like, this kills this, they reclaim it, we take 700. Take 235. I don't know. I mean, he's a legendary, supposed to be good, not necessarily overpowered, but decent, he ain't. Rarity should not have any bearing on power level. Rarity should not have any bearing on power level. Like, I get why people think that, but that should not be the case. You should absolutely have commons that can be on the same power level as the high-end things. Are they BMing me? I don't know what's happening. Oh, they just had to undo a bunch of times. Really? Is that what you wanted to do? Wait, why did this not die this time? What just happened? So yeah, this makes sense, because I can't reclaim enough panic points to do this. This feels close enough. Like, this game was surprisingly close, chat. If we literally had one more turn, we win. Like, literally one more turn and we win this, chat. Oh no, we do! I thought we had enough... Oh my god, I thought they did enough damage to panic points. Chat. 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 Chat, did Russell just win a game? You can't see me leaning into the mic right now, but I'm leaning into the mic. I'm whispering because I don't want the game to hear me. Because if the game hears me, something fucked up might happen. Chat, did this just work? Chat, did this work? Russell! Bees! GG. That is savage. Chat. Bees! Chat. GG. How did that happen? Okay, you know how that happened? We were up by 26 levels. Up by 26 levels, that's how that happened. I'm sorry, bad guy. If you're watching this, I'm not laughing at you. It's just hilarious that we managed to pull out a Russell win. I can't believe that worked. I can't believe... But this... Okay, so the point I was going to make... Oh, that guy is mad. It might be. So, chat, the point I was going to make... Russell was MVP, just ruined that guy's day. So the point I was going to make is that even if we lost that game, we were going to be like one turn away from winning it if we lost. So that means that you can see, like, Russell doesn't need that much help if it gets buffed. Like, I'm sure there are people out there that can be like, it needs minimum 100 extra poison damage. And it's like, does it though? Does it though? I mean, realistically, it probably does, because the only reason we won that game is because we were up so many levels. That's the only reason we won. Real talk, chat. Real talk. Chat. That was incredible. That was incredible. How can we possibly top that high? Did they nerf it recently? I thought it was 400. The poison on Russell? 400 AoE? No. Nah, it's always been like this. He's had decent attack damage with the AoE, but like, if this was 400, oh my god, this thing would be busted. Ability, cooldown 2 turns, replaces attack with range, allow him to cast it on spawn, and you'd be balanced. Oh my god, that might be the most broken phobia in the game then, Roxbridge. Like, real talk, that might be the most broken thing in the game. A 2-turn cooldown on this, you could never unpoison your guys. It would actually be impossible. Because you would beat out all of the healing phobia cooldowns, and what are they going to do, camp the spas? 400 against dimensionals? It's like 300 and change. Mine is 363. The only reason I know that is because we saw it on there. It's beautiful. I mean, with enough levels, yes. With enough levels, anything is possible, technically. Alright, chat. We're going to do one quick game breakdown. And then we'll call it an evening. Like I said earlier, not streaming tomorrow. We'll be back on Sunday, barring catastrophe. And then we'll go from there. We'll go from there. So what is this one? Okay. So JF here is our hero in the blue trunks on Ergo, where I was just playing. And going up against bad guy here, and the notes are the dirtiest sheep of all time. I can't wait. I can't wait, chat. Let's see this dirty, dirty sheep. Sorry, Onda. My bad, Onda. I actually, real talk, when I streamed Russell like that, I leaned all the way back in my chair and, like, looked at the ceiling. I wasn't even looking at the mic. So you can imagine if I was... It's funny, there are people who are giving me a hard time about my mic, and I understand that I yell a lot, and I'm very loud. But I'm only loud by everyone else's definition. By my own definition, I'm actually speaking pretty quietly right now. So, real talk, I'm a very, very loud person. And I'm not saying that like, guess how loud I can be. No, it's like, I actually tone it back a lot when I'm streaming. So that I'm not just... what? Timeout. Level 12 cat. Actually, so I expected this cat to just get cooked from the fireball, not that it needed the fire, but... I mean, it gets there anyway. It's kind of wild to think about, though. Honestly, I don't know that I like Gravedigger on this map. What do you think, chat? What do you think, YouTube? Let me know down in the comments. Do you like Gravedigger on this map? That's a fetch. I did not expect to see a fetch. I'm not gonna lie. Did not expect to see a fetch. And again, I apologize if you hear me sniffling and coughing, chat. My allergies are just kicking the crap out of me. This is some very interesting repositioning. Our hero here is playing it very patiently. I don't mind Gravedigger here. I usually go Lobber route and get a Crushmore in Hevo 2.0. That makes sense. That's closer to what I typically do. Lately, or what I used to do, lately I've been trying to force Inoculus in tons of scenarios where it probably doesn't belong. So, we saw Smiley earlier. If you haven't watched the high-level game breakdown, it did include Dragon, who seems to be very interested in Smiley on every map. What thing triggered your allergy? I don't know. I think it's just the seasonal change. I use Gravedigger here to clear a path for turrets. Fair. Fair. You can also build obstacles to funnel your opponent towards your turrets. So, like, they have to interact with them. But DT is gone from the Earl of Eternal Knights. I gotta think of a title that's involving turrets. I gotta think of a title. With all of 12 seconds of thought, I haven't figured it out yet, so clearly all hope is lost, chat. This is actually interesting. I get the Bo Mangle's chasing the Smiley down. But, I don't know. Follow-up erratic here. It feels like Dragon's completely in control here, so I have to... I guess the sheep is still inbound? Oh my god, chat. Prediction moment. Is sheep going to connect with all three of these undead phobies? Because if it does, that would be dirty as hell. DT needs a tower defense nickname? That's fair. I kind of want to call DT the Towering Terror. Oh, you have Dozer, DT? I didn't know that. Alright, so, actually talking about the game, we're just seeing jockeying for position for most of this, so, like, there wasn't a whole lot to commentate on. Like I said, the Smiley and the Fetch are abnormal. The Erratic is somewhat abnormal, but I get it. Yeah, there's 4 undead, because the, there's the sheep. Alright, we're coming up on it, chat. Get your clip buttons ready. Get your clip buttons ready. Don't tell me it's this turn. Oh, okay, I was gonna say, like, it can't be this turn. Can't be this early that they just walked into it. Dr. Turrets. Fair. I like that, Kratosss. Oh, there's 100% going to be a Gravedigger play for this. That has to happen to set it up. So the Smiley can still disease the sheep if Dragon wants it. And honestly, that doesn't seem terrible. So if you move the Smiley here... Oh, it's kind of wild looking. If you move the Smiley down here, you get the sheep. You still have to dodge the sheep for a few turns, but you're way ahead on life total. 3105 to 6160. I almost never use Dozer because it's basically a nerfed Blasto. Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. So Panic Point's going to our hero here. Only 2 keys remaining for our orange player. Wait, what? Okay, so that's not active. Are you gonna go for it here? No. We're waiting on this sheep hit. What do you think about Russell here? You probably would be in a significantly worse position as a blue player if they were going to pop Russell out, because that means that you needed 3 more keys. So one of these phobies doesn't exist. Oh my god, chat. Oh my god, chat. Is this really happening? Oh my god, chat! Chat! Chat, are you serious right now? Chat. Chat! Oh my god! This is the dirtiest sheep of all time! Look at this! Kablam! Get wrecked! Oh my god! Look at that sheep! A nuke is right! Yo, that guy is mad. You know what's funny is, I don't... Dragon, I don't think, has ever come to the stream. I don't know if anybody's spoken with them before. Like, I don't know them at all. Not that I know anybody, but, like... that feels like you had to have seen that coming. Dragon's a really good player, right? But I get the sense that 100% caught Dragon off guard. Like, that play 100% got them. They didn't know it was coming. They just missed it. That is just absolutely brutal. What a savage. JF, what a savage. Oh my god, the Jin Sting lives. The Jin Sting lives. Ha! The trap from, like, the Cretaceous period. Well, damn. Damn. Chat. That was savage. The trap from 1967. Yeah, right? You're gonna love my game review on Sunday. I can't wait, Morbid. I can't wait. Oh, man. Yeah, you're first on the list, Morbid. First on the list. I don't see any, excuse me, I don't see any subscribers ahead of you, so. Oh, man, chat. If my throat wasn't sore before from my allergies, that... Whoa. 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 Like I said, that's going to do it for tonight. No stream tomorrow, but we'll be back on Sunday, barring catastrophe. If you're watching this on YouTube, likes and subscribes. But also, come by the live stream, RTChompGG over on Twitch. You can find a link for that and my Discord in the video description. Definitely need help on all those fronts. Trying to hit 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. Got to get all those stats up and all that other fun stuff. But that's going to do it for tonight. So as always, everybody, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. And Black Lives Matter.